Hello everyone, welcome to a world where nature and creativity come together to create something truly extraordinary. Today, we're going to discover the enchanting story of silk, a fabric that has fascinated people for thousands of years. Whether you've worn a silk scarf, admired a shimmering dress, or simply run your fingers over a piece of silk, you've experienced a little bit of magic. But have you ever wondered where this magic comes from, or how silk is made? Let's find out together. Have you ever felt silk? It's so smooth and soft, like a gentle breeze on your skin. When you touch silk, it almost feels like water slipping through your fingers, cool, light, and incredibly delicate. This unique texture is what makes silk so special and loved all over the world. People often say that wearing silk feels like being wrapped in a cloud. It's no wonder that silk has been treasured for centuries, not just for its beauty, but for the way it makes us feel. Did you know this beautiful fabric comes from tiny creatures called silkworms? It's true. These little insects start their lives as tiny eggs, and when they hatch, they're hungry for one thing: mulberry leaves. Silkworms spend their days munching away, growing bigger and stronger. Then, when the time is right, they begin to spin a cocoon around themselves using a single long thread of silk. This thread can be over a kilometer long. It's amazing to think that such a small creature can create something so valuable and beautiful. The journey from a little worm to a luxurious silk dress is a fascinating story. After the silkworms have spun their cocoons, skilled workers carefully collect them. The cocoons are then soaked in warm water to soften the threads, making it easier to unwind the delicate silk. This process requires patience and gentle hands, as the silk threads are incredibly fine and can break easily. Once the threads are gathered, they are spun together to make stronger yarn, which can then be woven into beautiful fabrics. It's a process that combines nature's wonders with human skill and creativity. Imagine walking through a silk museum or a traditional factory, watching each step of this magical transformation. You can see the silkworms munching on leaves, the cocoons being collected, and the threads being spun and woven. It's like stepping into a living storybook, where every stage reveals something new and exciting. Many children and adults visit these places to learn about silk, and they leave with a new appreciation for the hard work and care that goes into every piece of silk fabric. Silk is special because it is strong and can be dyed in many beautiful colors. The natural shine of silk makes every color look even more vibrant and rich. Artisans use special dyes to create a rainbow of shades, from deep reds and blues to soft pastels and shimmering golds. This is why silk is often used for special occasions and celebrations. Whether it's a traditional festival, a wedding, or a grand performance, silk adds a touch of elegance and joy to every event. People have been using silk for thousands of years to make all sorts of things, from clothes to tapestries. In ancient times, silk was so valuable that it was traded along the famous Silk Road, connecting countries and cultures across Asia, the Middle East, and Europe. Kings and queens wore silk robes, artists created beautiful tapestries, and merchants traveled great distances to buy and sell this precious fabric. Even today, silk remains a symbol of luxury, tradition, and artistry. Let's find out how they do it. As we explore the world of silk, we'll meet the people who keep these ancient traditions alive, from farmers who care for the silkworms to designers who create stunning new fashions. Silk is more than just a fabric. It's a story of nature, history, and human imagination, woven together in every shimmering thread. So, are you ready to discover the magic of silk? Let's begin our journey. Our story begins with a tiny egg, no bigger than a pinhead. These delicate eggs, often laid in clusters by the mother moth, are so small that you might miss them if you weren't looking closely. Each one holds a secret, the promise of new life. The eggs are usually pale yellow at first, gradually turning darker as the days pass, signaling that something incredible is about to happen inside. For days the eggs rest quietly, nestled on mulberry leaves or in trays carefully tended by farmers. This is the very first stage in the remarkable journey of the silkworm. Inside this egg sleeps a silkworm, waiting to hatch. The tiny larva, curled up and still, is preparing for its first adventure. When the time is right, the shell cracks open, and out comes a minuscule caterpillar, barely visible to the naked eye. This moment marks the beginning of a transformation that will eventually lead to one of nature's most extraordinary creations: silk. The hatching process is delicate, and only the strongest larvae make it out of their eggshells, ready to face the world. When it does, it's a very hungry caterpillar. The newborn silkworm wastes no time. Almost immediately it begins searching for its very first meal. Its body is soft, fragile, and covered in tiny hairs. Despite its size, it has a big appetite and an even bigger job ahead. The caterpillar's first bites are crucial. They give it the energy it needs to grow and thrive. In just a few days, this tiny creature will start to change before your eyes. The silkworm munches on mulberry leaves day and night, growing bigger and bigger. Mulberry leaves are its favorite food, packed with all the nutrients it needs. The caterpillar eats almost constantly, stopping only to rest for short periods. As it grows, it sheds its skin several times, a process called molting. Each time it molts, it becomes larger and stronger, its body stretching and expanding to accommodate its rapid growth. In just a few weeks, the silkworm will increase its weight thousands of times over, all thanks to its insatiable appetite for mulberry leaves. After about a month, the silkworm is ready for a big change. By now, it has grown from a tiny hatchling into a plump, mature caterpillar, several centimeters long. Its skin is smooth and creamy white and it moves more slowly, signaling that it's almost time for the next stage. The silkworm stops eating and begins to search for a safe, quiet place where it can start its transformation. This is a critical moment in its life as it prepares to leave its caterpillar days behind. It starts spinning a cocoon around itself using a special thread from its mouth. The silkworm attaches itself to a branch or a corner of its tray and begins to move its head in a figure-8 pattern. As it does, it releases a thin, sticky liquid from special glands near its mouth. This liquid hardens when it touches the air, forming a long, continuous silk thread. The silkworm works tirelessly, spinning the thread around and around its body, creating layer after layer of soft, protective silk. This thread, believe it or not, is made of liquid silk. The silk is incredibly strong and flexible, yet so fine that it's almost invisible. Over the course of 2 to 3 days, the silkworm produces up to a mile of silk thread, carefully wrapping itself in a shimmering cocoon. This natural fiber has been prized by humans for thousands of years, used to make beautiful fabrics and garments. But for the silkworm, the cocoon is much more than just a source of silk. It's a safe haven. The cocoon is its safe and cozy home for the next stage of its life. Inside, the silkworm rests, protected from the outside world. Here, it will undergo its final transformation, changing from a caterpillar into a moth. The journey from tiny egg to silken home is a story of growth, change, and the wonders of nature, a journey that continues to inspire and amaze us to this day. When the cocoon is ready, it's time for us to carefully collect them. We don't want the silkworms to hatch inside because that would break the silk threads, so we gently steam the cocoons. This helps to loosen the silk threads and makes it easier to unwind them. Then we carefully find the end of the thread and begin to unwind it. Did you know that one cocoon can give us almost 1,000 yards of silk thread? That's longer than 10 football fields. Now that we have these beautiful silk threads, it's time to turn them into fabric. First, we twist several threads together to make them stronger. This is called spinning. Next, we dye the threads in all sorts of amazing colors, from bright reds and blues to soft pinks and greens. Finally, we weave the threads together on a loom, creating beautiful patterns and designs. And there you have it, luxurious silk fabric, ready to become anything you can imagine. The story of silk began a long, long time ago in ancient China, a land of mystery, innovation, and breathtaking beauty. Imagine a world thousands of years ago where emperors ruled vast kingdoms and the secrets of nature were closely guarded treasures. In this ancient land, nestled among rolling hills and lush mulberry groves, a remarkable discovery was about to change the course of history. Legend has it that one day, Empress Leizu, the wife of the Yellow Emperor, was enjoying a peaceful afternoon in her royal garden. As she sipped her tea beneath the shade of a mulberry tree, something extraordinary happened. A small white cocoon tumbled from the branches above and landed right in her cup. Curious, she reached in to retrieve it, not knowing that this simple act would unlock one of the greatest secrets of the ancient world. As she gently fished the cocoon out of her tea, she noticed something magical. A delicate, shimmering thread began to unwind from the cocoon, stretching longer and longer. The Empress was fascinated by the strength and beauty of this fine thread, unlike anything she had ever seen before. She realized that this tiny creature, the silkworm, held the key to a material both strong and soft, lustrous and light. Intrigued and inspired, Empress Leizu began to experiment. She carefully unraveled more cocoons, spinning the threads together and weaving them into fabric. Through patience and ingenuity, she discovered the secret of silk, a process that would soon become one of China's most prized arts. The empress shared her knowledge with her people, and together, they perfected the art of raising silkworms and weaving their threads into exquisite cloth. For centuries, the Chinese kept the art of silk making a closely guarded secret, known only to a select few within the royal court. Silk production became a cornerstone of Chinese culture and economy, with entire families and villages dedicated to the delicate process of raising silkworms, harvesting cocoons, and weaving the precious threads. The knowledge of silk was so valuable that revealing it to outsiders was punishable by death. The Chinese used silk to create more than just clothing. They crafted beautiful robes for royalty, elegant wall hangings that decorated palaces, and even delicate paper for writing important documents and painting masterpieces. Silk became a symbol of refinement and artistry, admired not only for its beauty, but also for its versatility and strength. Silk was a symbol of wealth and luxury, treasured by emperors and nobles alike. Only the most powerful and privileged could afford to wear silk, and it quickly became a status symbol throughout the land. The shimmering fabric adorned the courts of China, inspiring awe and envy in all who beheld it. This remarkable gift from ancient China would eventually travel the world, but its origins remain rooted in the ingenuity and curiosity of a single empress and her fateful cup of tea. Eventually, the secret of silk made its way out of China, traveling across mountains and deserts to faraway lands. This is how the Silk Road was born, a network of trade routes that connected the East and the West. Camels laden with silk, spices, and other precious goods traveled for months, bringing the wonders of the East to the West. Silk became a prized possession in Europe and the Middle East, desired by kings and queens. These days, people are finding new ways to make silk that are kind to silkworms. One way is called peace silk, or ahimsa silk. With this method, we wait for the moths to emerge from their cocoons naturally before unwinding the silk. We are also exploring other exciting possibilities like creating silk from plants. Researchers are looking at ways to mimic the way silkworms produce silk, using sustainable materials like pineapple leaves and orange peels. It's amazing to think that we may one day wear silk made from fruits. The story of silk is a reminder that even the smallest creatures can create things of great beauty. As we learn more about silkworms and their incredible abilities, it's important to treat them with kindness and respect. Many people today are choosing to buy silk that is produced ethically, ensuring that the silkworms are treated well. By making thoughtful choices, we can all help to make the world a better place for all creatures, big and small. From a tiny egg to a luxurious gown, the journey of silk is a true marvel of nature. It's amazing how something so delicate and beautiful can come from something so small. The next time you see a silk scarf or a silk tie, take a moment to appreciate the wonders of nature and the fascinating journey of silk. It's a story that has been told and retold for centuries, and it continues to capture our imagination today. And who knows what other amazing discoveries await us in the future?